Why do traders feel motivated after profits but suddenly lose motivation after a few losses? And what causes lack of motivation and how can we grow out of it? What is the root cause behind having this lack of motivation is what we are going to understand today. Okay, so please stay with me, and by the end of the video, you'll have all the answers and an action step as well. Okay, so let's begin without any further ado. So, the topic is lack of motivation. So, we'll start with Zig Ziglar, salesman and motivational speakers words. Like, we will start with that. That is, people often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily, right? So there is this one debate that is between this motivation and perseverance, or you can say consistency. So we know that consistency or perseverance beats everything. So sometimes we do need motivation which will act as a fuel or to our currently going on task, but in a longer run consistency beats everything. But we'll understand about this motivation today. Okay, we'll talk about this consistency and perseverance in some other videos. All right, so lacking motivation is usually a sign that you don't have a compelling vision to pursue. People who have an exciting vision seldom lack motivation. So that simply means if you got clarity, then you don't need motivation in the first place. If you know why you are doing what you are doing, then that is the answer for all of your questions. Okay, while they may experience setbacks along the way and feel frustrated or even mildly depressed, they tend to bounce back quickly by reminding themselves of their vision. Now this reminds me of the great cricket player Virat Kohli. I have heard saying him similar thing in one of his interviews. Okay, now lack of motivation is also a sign you're not following your bliss. It shows there is a misalignment between what you do and who you are. The word enthusiastic comes from Greek and means filled with the divine. If you lack enthusiasm, you're probably out of touch with the essence of who you are. Okay, now let's understand that in little bit deeper manner. So here the author is saying that I have never heard of a Nobel Prize winner retiring early because he or she was bored. In fact, most of them will work until the day they die. This is because they have a clear purpose, or in other words, we can say they are doing what they really want to do. Okay. Now, similarly, I have never seen billionaires selling their companies to retire on a tropical island. They may have tried, but quickly realize how boring their lives have become. Right. Now, moving ahead, what's the next thing that we have to understand from all this? The point that we are trying to make is you don't inherently lack motivation. You're just not doing what you're supposed to do. That means you're in a calling. You haven't stretched yourself enough and haven't created a vision that inspires you. Perhaps you are stuck at the same dead end job that bores you to tears. That means you are a part of a rat race. You are doing it for the instantaneous outcomes, that is money, obviously, but you're not going to like it for a longer period of time. All right. Now, or maybe you're at your current job for the money. That's author is also saying the same, right? Or to fulfill your parents' wishes. Then it's no wonder you lack motivation. Fortunately, you can get your motivation back. Now, we understood the problem. Now, we will talk about the solution part. How to use motivation or lack thereof to grow. How can we grow out of it? Okay, a lack of motivation says you need to design a life that is more in line with who you are. It entails having a deep knowledge of your strengths, personality, and preferences while making sure you leverage them on a day to day basis. So, there is this one common example that I have heard many a times. I hope that you also have heard it, right? So, you cannot judge a fish by his or her or its climbing ability. Then that means you're judging a fish on the basis of some skill that is not for it, right? Similarly, there is this common example. What if singer Lata Mangeshkar used to play cricket, what if Sachin Tendulkar tried his career in singing? They both might have failed miserably, isn't it? Because that's not their strength. I hope you're getting my point, right? So you should find what's your strength, and for that you have to look within, not outside. You don't. You're not supposed to care what people think, right? You have to look within. What are your strengths? What are the things that you like to do? Once you'll get the clarity, once you'll get the purpose, then everything is going to be easy for you because you got the purpose. Whatever hardships will come on the way, you'll figure out your way, you'll get the solution, and ultimately you'll succeed. Similarly, in the trading environment, you have to stick by your rules. If you are finding out a new mistake, you have to understand it and you have to not repeat it. Okay, you have to grow out of it because that's your calling, right? You are becoming a trader. You can never become a successful trader because someone else wants you to be a successful trader. No, it can never happen. Maybe it can work in some other fields, but never in trading. Right. So you need to have this inner calling, especially in trading, especially in stock market, where you got the clarity. Maybe the other people are not able to see your vision. That is completely fine. But you are very clear with your vision, and that's why you're working again and again. That's why you're here in this video, right? That's why you're watching me. That's why you're hearing me. Correct. Now, knowing your strength. When you spend most of your day doing things you suck at, how do you feel? Probably not very motivated. Sadly, many people are stuck in jobs that do not allow them to use their strength. As a result, they keep struggling and keep wondering if their fate is to suffer the same way for the next 40 years. I've experienced firsthand the difference between working at a job you suck at and working on something you love and feel good at. Now, if you're doing something that you are good at, that will boost your productivity as well. So not just you're doing good for yourself, but you're having a positive impact on the society as well. Today we talk about Sachin Tendulkar, we talk about Virat Kohli, we talk about any other successful people in their respective fields. What exactly they did? They did their own job. They did what they liked and they excel it. That's it. And because of it, they achieved something for themselves and for the country, and they became like a role model, right? So that's how it works. All you have to do is find your calling and follow it ardently. It is as simple as that. Okay. Now I can attest that the level of motivation and energy you have when you do what feels right to you can be extraordinary. Okay, have you noticed you tend to like the things you are good at? You may not necessarily enjoy the task in itself. By receiving positive feedbacks gives you a sense of pride and make you feel good about yourself. Now, if you were constantly reminded what a poor job you are doing, would you still love that same task? The answer is no. The point is there are things you are good at as well as things you enjoy doing. Once you identify the tasks you're good at and spend as much time as you can on them, you'll feel motivated. You may even find yourself enjoying tasks you would never have imagined simply because you're good at them. Okay. Now, to able to be able to focus on your strengths, you may have to redesign what you have to redesign your current job description. Change jobs within the same company or change your career altogether. Remember, if every second of the day is a struggle, you're probably not doing what you're supposed to do. You have strengths, and your job is to find them. Okay, for everyone, there is something in which they are good at. And the line is it should be well within the law. Okay, right. Now, next thing that we have to understand is knowing your personality. Now, how can we know our personality and why it is very important? We already understood it. Like, why it is very important? Because we want to find out our calling so that we can become productive at it and we can have positive impact on ourselves and we will do better for the society as well. Okay. It's like shooting two targets with one arrow kind of situation. Okay, this is somewhat related to the previous point since your personality partially determines what you're good at. For instance, if you are an introvert, you're likely to take different career choices than if you were an extrovert. You may prefer spending most of your time alone or in a small groups and may stay away from jobs that require you to interact with clients all day long. You may find yourself performing better in a quiet environment if you're an introvert. Okay, your core values, what exactly your core values will do? Your core values will also affect your level of motivation. Perhaps independence is vital for you. If so, being self-employed might be a better idea than having 9 to 5 job. So similarly, all the traders, especially if you're a trader or you aspire to be a full-time trader, then this is why you're doing it because you want to be self-employed, right? Your core values are aligned with being self-employed, right? Or maybe you like novelty and want to be learning constantly. If so, the same repetitive job might not bring you much satisfaction. Okay, now you know you try to understand your personality. Now you have to know what motivates you. Sometimes you lack motivation because you set a goal in a way that doesn't inspire you. Well, the goal may be something you genuinely want. The way you frame it or work on it is not just motivating you, it is not working for you basically. Let's say you want to lose weight. If none of the reasons behind your goal touch you at an emotional level, you won't feel motivated. See, in whole, like in every single topic that we have covered in this book, the ultimate essence is you have to change your mental environment so that the external environment will also change. It is like directly proportional thing. If you change your mental environment, the external environment is just going to reflect your mental environment. Okay, let's say you want to lose weight. If none of the reasons behind your goal touch you at an emotional level, you won't feel motivated and you will have a hard time achieving your goal. Thus, your job is to find out what losing weight will do for you. It needs to make some sense to you, right? And it needs to affect you on your emotional level that you're motivated enough to change something out of your life. Okay, ask yourself why you want to lose weight. Keep asking yourself why until you find something that resonates with you at an emotional level. Remember, you're seldom wish or want to lose weight because it's the right thing to do. You want to lose weight because it'll make you feel a certain way. This is the meaning you give to losing weight. And you must get it right if you want to succeed. So basic idea is generally people, it's a very rare thing that people want to lose weight because it's the right thing to do. They don't want to lose weight because it is right. They want to lose it because they want to feel in a certain way after losing their weight. That is the meaning you give to losing weight. You are the one who is putting the value behind it, meaning behind it, and you must get it right if you want to succeed. Now, the next thing is you can also ask yourself why you don't want to lose weight. It may help you uncover the reasons why you're struggling losing weight. Now, you can go either way. Remember the question from the junior grades in maths. So, prove root 3 is irrational. So for that, what we need to do, okay, this is, we assume that this is rational. Then we'll prove, okay, this is not rational. So if that's not rational, it will be irrational, isn't it? So similar thing is here, what the author is trying to say. You need to ask yourself the questions. Why do you want to lose weight? If you're not getting the answers, so then you have to ask yourself the other way around as well. Why you don't want to lose weight? It may help you uncover the reason why you're struggling losing weight. If you overeat because it makes you feel good, you need to ask why is that? Is it a habit? Is it because you're stressed? Is it because your environment? Is it a way to escape from something? Knowing why you're doing something is important. Once you have a strong why, who knows what you can accomplish, then sky is the limit. That means basically you can do everything. Everything that you can imagine. You can do everything. Okay. Now motivation comes and goes. That is the main part. Here, it is worth mentioning you don't need to be motivated all the time. Motivation comes and goes. There's no need to beat yourself up when you feel uninspired. To help you take action when you lack motivation, it is important to have a system that allows you to stay on track with your goals. So, trading as a job is like, if you have felt it, then you can relate with me. Otherwise, if you haven't felt it yet, you are going to felt it in your trading career. So, trading itself is a very boring job, right? But you have to keep going through the same routine, same rules that you have made for yourself, and you have to tweak the rules whatever is not working for you. Okay, so that's what. If there is no motivation, that is completely fine, but you need to have a system that allows you to stay on track with your goals. Build the style of discipline needed to do things when you don't feel like it, and have self compassion and love yourself instead of blaming yourself for everything that goes wrong in your life. Okay, now putting a system in place means having a daily routine that allows you to move towards your goal. For instance, it could be working on a task for a certain amount of time first thing in the morning. Okay, now sticking to that ritual every day is one way to build self discipline. So, no matter what, you're sticking to that ritual. Another way is to set small goals every day and achieve them consistently. Having self compassion means encouraging yourself instead of beating yourself up. Have you ever seen, sports person giving themselves the self talk? Have you ever seen them? Yeah, that's what they are trying to do. They are encouraging themselves at the moment, right? To learn more about how to create morning ritual, you can refer to book Wake Up Call, How to Take Control of Your Morning and Transform Your Life. Okay, now the next thing is, if you feel stuck, like if there is this feeling stuck thing, then what we can do about it. Okay, sometimes you feel stuck, you're not motivated to do anything, or you feel overwhelmed and don't necessarily know why. It is a very common thing. Okay, every great person who have achieved great things in their career, in their field, have also gone through this path. Okay, they also feel, demotivated or not motivated. This often results from either having too many open loops in your life or from procrastinating on a major task. Let's see what you can do to unstuck yourself. Now, what is the solution part? A simple three-step process to unstuck yourself. Whenever you feel stuck, try the following three-step process. Make a list of all the tasks that you need to be done. Identify one task you have been putting off. Complete that task. Okay, I'll repeat it again in case if you want to write it, please make a list of it. What you have to do is make a list of all the tasks that needs to be done, set them priority wise. I'm adding it up. Identify one task you have been putting off, that you are procrastinating again and again, and complete that task. Like focus on that particular task. Okay, there is often one specific task you have been putting off for a while. While this may not necessarily be a difficult task, once you commit and finally complete it, you feel so good. And I can, you know give my testimony for this. You will feel so good because I have been there, done that, and you will end up completing many more tasks after completing the single task. Okay, it's again you're tricking your mind to do the right things. Okay, as a result, you will start building momentum and allow yourself to get unstuck. If you cannot work on that one specific task, start with a less daunting one. That means if you feel so stuck that you are not willing to start that specific task, okay, then do something else, a smaller task. Again, you are trying to build momentum over here. This will also help you build a momentum. Okay, now closing open loops. So if there are a lot of open loops in your life, then you have to close it. If you have been putting off too many tasks or have too many unfinished projects, you can do the following. What you can do, make a list of all the tasks or project you want to complete. Set aside a specific time to complete them. Perhaps just a few hours could allow you to finish many of these tasks, or maybe you need longer. If so, take more time. For bigger projects in the next few days or weeks, focus on only one project until it is complete. Reschedule, delegate, or abandon some of your projects. Okay, so these are the things that you can do. All right, now one thing that I want to add over here is, whatever you have to do, if there are a lot of tasks that is pending for you, just start small. If you feel like not doing it at all, then also you have to start small. Okay, so by this we are coming to the end of this chapter and the end of this series as well. because this is the final chapter of this book, Master Your Emotion. Okay, this action step is based on the workbook. If you need the workbook, let me know. All right, now this is the conclusion by the author Thibu Miris, where he is trying to thank the what I can say reader, and let's see what else he has to say. Okay, thank you for purchasing this book. My sincere hope is that it helped you make sense of your emotion and gave you the tools you need to start taking better control of them. Remember, the quality of your emotions determines the quality of your life. Okay, that's the essence. The quality of your emotions determines the quality of your life. Therefore, learning how to change yourself and your environment to experience more positive emotion is essential for your well-being. Now, this is the crux of the whole book. Let's face it, you'll keep experiencing negative emotions throughout your life, but hopefully each time you'll remind yourself that your emotions are not you, and you will learn to accept them as they are before letting them go. You're not sad, depressed, jealous, or angry. Witness you are what witnesses these emotions. You are what remains after these temporary feelings fade away. We are not our emotions. That's what the author said in this book, right? Emotions are to guide you. Learn as much as you can from them and then let them go. Don't cling to them as if your existence depend on them. It doesn't. Don't identify with them as though they define you. They don't. Instead, use your emotions to grow, and remember, you are beyond emotions. How could you not be? They come and go, but you stay always. Okay, now this is something that he wants to do. So in case if you loved this series, make sure that you're posting a short review on Amazon for this book, Master Your Emotions. And now let's thank to the great author, that is Thibu Miris. Okay, this is Thibu Miris. All right, and one very interesting comment is waiting for all of you in the comment section. Make sure that you're giving the answer for that as well. All right, and you know the drill. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, universe. Thank you so much, Radharanji. Peace out.